Drew Dixion wins her lawsuit against L.A. Reid without even going to trial. This, according to an article in USA Today. On January 12, 2026, what was meant to be the start of a significant trial instead became the day of settlement, marking a dramatic conclusion to a legal battle that began in 2023. Looks like someone chickened out at the last minute. The timing of this settlement, occurring precisely when jury selection was scheduled to commence, has raised numerous questions about the circumstances and motivations behind this 11th-hour agreement. According to multiple reports, L.A. Reid has settled his lawsuit where he was accused of "say" by Drew Dixion. Let me say this before we go any further. This video is for entertainment and informational purposes only, and everything is allegedly and also my opinion. It looks like another Katt Williams Predictions has came to fruitions. On Shannon Sharpe podcast, where he was being interviewed, he said all of these big D deviants is all catching hell in 2024. Looks like there is some spillover going into 2026, and I don't think it will stop here. Although it did not take long for this situation to be over. This case is now closed. In the words of Kaya from the popular show The Queen's Court, case closed, next case. The case was settled for an undisclosed amount of money. The lawsuit, which Dixion filed in 2023, contained serious allegations against Reid, accusing him of SA and subsequent professional retaliation that significantly impacted her career in the music industry. Dixon's legal complaint specifically detailed how she allegedly lost valuable producer points and career opportunities with prominent artists, including Ye and John Legend. These missed opportunities represented not just financial losses, but potentially career-altering moments that Dixion claims were denied to her as a result of Reid's actions. Isn't this something? The lead-up to the trial date revealed significant complications in Reid's legal representation. A crucial development occurred on July 9, 2025, when Reid's legal team appeared before U.S. District Judge Jeanette A. Vargas in the Southern District of New York. During this appearance, his attorneys requested to withdraw from the case, citing Reid's failure to pay their legal fees. Not him being a multi-millionaire with an estimated net worth of $300 million and his attorneys saying he did not pay his legal fees sounds like something Diddy would pull. Although one thing about Diddy, I believe he paid his attorneys. Other people might complain that they did not get paid by Diddy, but those attorneys went to bat for Diddy, so obviously they were getting paid. But back to L.A. Reid. This development sparked considerable speculation within industry circles, particularly given Reid's substantial estimated net worth of approximately $300 million. The disconnect between his reported wealth and the alleged inability to pay legal fees has led many to question the full story behind his legal team's withdrawal request. A question is, was there other reasons for them withdrawing as well, such as fear of losing the case? The day of the scheduled trial brought its own dramatic developments. Rather than proceeding with the anticipated jury selection process, observers arrived to find the courtroom doors locked. So the day of the trial, this man decided to settle the case. Now this is a first. Never heard of anyone settling on the day of the trial. Remember, in the Diddy case, he settled with Cassie within a few days. However, the damage had already been done. Now that L.A. Reid has settled, I wonder if the feds are looking at potential criminal charges like what was done in the Diddy trial. Only time will tell. My guess is that it's probably done. There may be more civil lawsuits brought against him because this is what often happens. Other potential victims might feel like they have a chance going up against this powerful music mogul now that Drew has been successful in her lawsuit. Let's take a look at what Drew had to say about the 11th hour settlement. First, her attorney speaks, then her mother speaks, and then Drew herself speaks. The settlement announcement came through a press conference held shortly after noon, where Dixion appeared alongside her mother and legal team. While expressing satisfaction with the outcome, the participants maintained confidentiality regarding the specific terms of the settlement, leaving many questions unanswered about the exact nature of the agreement reached between the parties. Drew and her lawyers held a pressing brief to explain what happened. Here is the press conference video posted by Inner City Press. So shout out to Inner City Press. This is what was said at the briefing. A spokesperson stated, "First we'll hear from Kenya Davis, Boyce Schiller Flexner partner and attorney Drew Dixion. And we're going to hear from Drew's mother, former Washington, D.C. Mayor Sharon Pratt. And then lastly, we'll have a brief statement from Drew as well. I have a slightly longer written statement from Drew as well, if any of you want to see that afterwards." The attorney spoke and stated, "Good afternoon. I'm Kenya Davis with Boyce Schiller Flexner. We're happy to report that a settlement has been reached, the terms of which are confidential. Drew Dixion is an extraordinarily talented music executive, and this resolution will empower her to move forward with her her voice and her career reaffirmed. I, for one, cannot wait to see what she does next." Drew has been one of the most courageous and outspoken supporters of survivors of SA. Her advocacy, including her instrumental role in advancing the Adult Survivors Act, has helped shift the power balance in the music industry and create a path to justice for survivors. We'd like to thank the many individuals who generously spent their time and energy getting prepared for the trial that would have begun today, including Roy Lott, John Legend, and Aku Barakatete. Thank you. Next, Drew's mother spoke, and this is what she had to say. She said, "Hi, I'm Sharon Pratt, and I'm Drew's mother. And this has been an excruciating journey. Nonetheless, today I feel I have two sentiments, I guess. One, a great deal of pride. Pride in my daughter Drew, for her tenacity and resolve and determination to have her truth told. And secondly, I have great appreciation for her indispensable partners in this quest." Drew spoke, and this is what she had to say. She said, "Couldn't get here without them, and that's her extraordinary law firm, who are morally focused, morally determined, and at her side every step of the way. Remarkable lawyer Kenya Davis, and a real star, Sigrid Macaulay. So I'm glad we're here, and I'm again proud and grateful. I am deeply grateful to my mother and my children for their enduring love and support. I would also like to thank my incredible attorneys, Kenya Davis, Sigrid Macaulay, Jacqueline Kelly, Daniel Stewart, Danvers Stewart, and the entire Boyce Schiller Flexner team for shepherding me through this arduous process. I hope my work as an advocate for the Adult Survivors Act helps to bring all of us closer to a music business that is safer for everyone. And in a world where good news is often hard to find, I hope that survivors today see a ray of light peeking through the clouds. Thank you." So, thank goodness they held a briefing in front of the courthouse and did not just leave people speculating. While Dixion and her team expressed satisfaction with the outcome, the participants maintained confidentiality regarding the specific terms of the settlement, leaving many questions unanswered about the exact nature of the agreement reached between the parties. Industry analysts and legal experts have suggested several strategic reasons behind Reid's decision to settle at this precise moment. The potential testimony of John Legend, a highly respected figure in the music industry, likely played a significant role in the calculation. Legend's involvement could have brought substantial credibility to Dixon's claims and generated significant negative publicity for Reid, who continues to maintain an active presence in the music industry. John Legend has been speaking out about what happened to Drew for years now, as can be seen on a post on her Instagram page from years ago. This is what he said. He said, "I've been close friends with Drew Dixion, who was part of that, documentary, and I was actually unaware at the time what she was going through. But it turned out when she was trying to get me signed, she was trying to get Kanye signed, her career was undermined by the fact that there were powerful men who wanted to sleep with her and made that a part of the kind of conditions of her getting what she wanted professionally. And that's just not the way any person should have to deal with their career. It's just not fair. Whether it's a songwriter or an executive, Their career should be determined by their skill, their ability, and not being treated like a piece of meat. And it's just tragic when you lose the creativity and the fire of someone because they've been undermined for the wrong reasons. And I think Drew's story is a tragedy. And I think there's been far too many stories like that in our business. So kudos to John Legend for speaking out and being there for Drew. It's not about a man or a woman thing. It's about doing the right thing. The timing of the settlement suggests a careful consideration of the potential reputational damage that could have resulted from public trial proceedings. Recent events in the music industry, particularly the public scrutiny faced by other prominent figures like Diddy in similar situations, may have influenced Reid's decision-making process. The settlement could be viewed as a strategic move to avoid the kind of intense public scrutiny and media coverage that has accompanied other high-profile cases in the entertainment industry. By settling before any testimony could be heard, Reid effectively prevented the creation of a public record that could potentially damage his reputation or be used as evidence in any future legal proceedings. The resolution of this case, officially recorded as Dixon versus Reid 123 CV 9878, carries broader implications for the entertainment industry's handling of SA allegations and power dynamics. The settlement represents another instance where serious allegations against powerful industry figures are resolved behind closed doors, rather than through public legal proceedings. This pattern raises important questions about accountability, transparency, and justice in the music industry. This is what happened in the Reid court case, where he was accused of SA by Drew Dixion. He settled, but not before a lawsuit was filed, which many think was the downfall of Diddy, waiting until everything is submitted to the courts prior to settling. Then, the case dragged on for 2 years, and he decides to settle at the 11th hour. Which makes one wonder if this will open the floodgates for other people to come forward and file claims, as has been the case with Diddy. I guess only time will tell if this will be the case. Perhaps the most important part of this story is not just what happened, but what it means for the future of the industry. Looking ahead, I think we'll see more of these cases, but they might play out differently. The precedent set here, settling at the last possible moment to avoid public testimony, that's going to be studied carefully by others in similar situations. Though it's worth noting that not everyone has $300 million to make these problems go away. And that's precisely why these cases matter so much. They're not just about individual incidents. They're about systemic issues, about who has power and how they use it. The fact that we're even having these conversations represents a significant shift in the industry's dynamics, where we are able to see high-powered people in the music industry being held somewhat accountable for their alleged actions. The chickens seem to be finally coming home to roost as more and more people speak out, and we appreciate them for their courage to go up against such powerful people. Multiple media outlets reported on this story to include Block Topics, The Diddy Docket, Inner City Press, and Double XL, to name a few. Let's see what the people are saying. We will look at some comments on X under Block Topics posting. The media outlet Diddy Docket states, "Who lets a SA case drag on for over 2 years, gets fired by attorneys for non-payment, and settles hours before setting foot into court to face his accuser and choose a jury to judge him." Under Block Topics media outlet post, this is what some people are saying. One person states, "Now is this the same lady that said Russell Simmons graped her?" There's always that 10% attempting to deny the inevitable, judging by this comment. Appears she is attempting to cast doubt on Drew, who is walking away with a settlement. We're going to talk about Russell, though, because he has recently been in the news. But for now, let's finish looking at people's comments on X about the case. Another person says, "Why wait so long?" This appears to be a reoccurring question in many of these cases. But my thing is, they extended the look-back window for a reason. They know how difficult it is for victims to confront their accusers in these type of situations, and there seemed to be a shift in people's tolerance towards these issues since the Me Too movement. Another person says, I thought he liked men. You know what? I think that this is what some people say about Diddy, but did that stop him from allegedly abusing women? I don't think so. Another person says, guilt. I guess they say by him settling, they feel it's a sign he could be guilty. Another person says, all these moguls are going to pay back the money from the Jays. Not sure what the Jays are. Let me know in the chat. Another person says now he opened the floodgates. I guess they mean there will probably be other lawsuits now that he settled this one. Another person says Diddy also said he was innocent until the tape came out. Innocent people don't pay. They go to court and fight. Of course, he has not been proven guilty, and with him settling, there is no admission of guilt. Although many people will say that settling for what is speculated to be millions is a sign of guilt. However, according to the law, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But let me know what you think. Do you think he is guilty of the crime he is accused or nah? Sound off in the comments below. Now let's talk Russell Simmons because he has recently been in the news. Russell Simmons is demanding millions of dollars in payout from HBO. This according to an article in Vice where it states that Russell Simmons is looking to drain HBO of every dollar it has. Earlier this week, he posted a demand on Threads, insisting that the network pony up $100 million. He didn't specify why, but he did reference a previous lawsuit he has against them. HBO, you owe me hundreds of millions of dollars, Simmons wrote. I need my bread for all my charities and family members, specifically my children. You know what you did was horrific and malicious. You can't hide. Ask Oprah or anyone ever looked at the evidence available in suit. You intentionally suppressed all of it. I want apology and $100 million. Time to pay. Elsewhere in this article, it states that the allegations against Russell Simmons all stem from 20-plus women accusing him of SA. Def Jam A&R Drew Dixion recalled one night where Simmons was particularly violent after she requested to take a demo home. However, the mogul said it was in his bedroom, and things escalated uncomfortably from there. The next thing I know, he's naked, wearing a condom, and he just grabbed me, she said. He threw me on the bed, wrestles me to the bed, pins me down, and I'm fighting. I'm saying no. Afterwards, Dixon said she blacked out and woke up naked in a bathtub with Russell Simmons. Just madness, I tell you, of what these women allegedly had to go through, just to try to make in the music industry. And he's the one demanding $100 million? How much? How much you want? And he says $100 million? Man, if you don't gone with this BS. And mind you, he won't even come back to America, is my understanding. So how you gonna pursue this lawsuit? According to this article, 2 years before the documentary aired live, Simmons moved to Bali. However, he vehemently denied the idea that he did so to avoid legal woes. How he gonna sue someone all the way in Bali? Will he be coming back to America to pursue a lawsuit? Do y'all think this man will set foot on American soil to pursue this lawsuit, where he can face charges? I'm thinking he will wait until the look-back window runs out before coming back to America, is what I'm thinking. Let me know how y'all feel about this. Do you think he will risk coming back to America for this? Let's talk about Diddy, who is back in the news. He has also been accused to SA and has multiple lawsuits pending. Sean Diddy Combs, aka P. Diddy, has parted ways with his luxury private aircraft, marking another significant change in the hip-hop mogul's portfolio of assets following his recent legal troubles. He has sold his private jet. This according to an article in Complex. The sale of his Gulfstream G550, confirmed by Silver Air Private Jets, took place in October 2025, though the exact sale price remains undisclosed. Similar aircraft typically command between $20 million and $30 million on the market, placing this transaction potentially among the more substantial asset sales in the entertainment industry that year. However, it is not known if he owed on the jet or not, because as rich as he is, reportedly he still has a mortgage on his home. The timing of the sale appears particularly significant given the context of Combs' legal challenges. While the aircraft itself wasn't directly named at legal proceedings, it featured prominently in the background of various allegations. Multiple lawsuits alleged that Combs used the aircraft to transport alleged victims and procure illegal substances, claims which he has consistently and vehemently denied throughout the legal proceedings. The sale of such a high-profile asset during this period raises questions about the intersection of personal legal troubles and business asset management. Some people speculate that he may be attempting to settle some of the multiple lawsuits that have been filed against him. I have not heard of him attempting to settle any of the lawsuits brought against him since he settled the lawsuit with Cassie. But I can see where he may be having some financial woes with the multiple lawsuits that have brought against him, plus the legal fees had to pay out for the criminal trial. However, Diddy is far from being broke. Financial problems for the rich may mean giving up a private jet and not that they are anywhere near being homeless. Because, despite the sale of his private jet, Combs maintains a considerable portfolio of luxury assets that showcases the breadth of his business success. His real estate holdings include 2 prestigious mansions on Miami's exclusive Star Island, an area known for its high-profile residents and premium property values. He also possesses valuable collections of jewelry and art, though specific details about these collections remain private. Additionally, he owns a Los Angeles mansion that was briefly listed for sale at $61.5 million in September 2024, though it was subsequently removed from the market in December 2025, suggesting possible strategic reconsideration of his real estate holdings. So Diddy still has money for his alleged victims to pursue, and for him to still live good. Let's face it. As much as we don't like what he did and what he is still being accused of, the man has already made his money. They probably should have stopped him sooner, because he's going to use his wealth and fame, try to get his freedom, and to try to hold on to it once he's released, in my humble opinion. This is what is going on with these 3 men. Appears the environment is a bit different now than it was back when these incidents allegedly happened. Since people have been encouraged to speak out, and because of the look-back window in states like New York as well as California, alleged victims can seek justice. Although it may not be criminal, it is nonetheless some form of justice. Because with these men have to pay out millions due to lawsuits filed. This hit them in their pocket, and this, as we know, living in America, which is a capitalistic society, can be detrimental to a person who prides themselves in having so much wealth. Like Katt Williams said, all the big D deviant will be exposed in 2024. Every time I see one of these cases, I think about Katt and his interview with Shannon Sharpe. Ever since then, it seems these cases have been non-stop. Seems like they can't stop and won't stop. He seemed to have had a premonition. However, due to the slow hand of justice, it may take a bit longer than he anticipated. I mean, the case against Reid was filed in 2023, and they managed to keep it so low-key, I didn't even know about it until right before it was scheduled to trial. Did you? Legacy News does not even seem to mention it. That's it for this video, busybodies. Make sure you like this video. Yes, go on ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.